Greetings, everyone. I am James Milan, and this is the DPCD update. That's our Department of Planning and Community Development. And I am speaking, as I always will, I think, with our Department Director, Claire Ricker. Hey, Claire, welcome to 2023. Probably a lot like 2022 in terms of your workload, huh?
Absolutely. It's been a pretty busy start to the year. Obviously we have things we're working on to get ready for town meeting. Obviously projects, don't follow town meeting schedule, so they keep coming in as well as, all of these projects that the staff have been working, on basically, all year. Still happening, still going. It's still a lot of work. So.
And some of that we will share today. I will just say as a preface that I hope you get a New Year's infusion of fresh energy to tackle all this stuff.
That'd be great.
But we do have a number of things to talk about today, of course. We will end up, we will discuss the Complete Streets MBTA Communities Working Group, which is getting going, I imagine, and also, as always, some recent grant awards. We are we do very, very well in town with these. So we look forward to hearing about those. But let's start with what I understand to be a couple of personnel changes that you want to share with us.
That's right. I'm thrilled to talk about the one new hire and then someone who's been in this office for a long time. Who has gotten a promotion, and that's Mary Musynski, formerly our office manager and now the new CDBG administrator for those federal funds. I was thrilled, honestly, when she agreed to take the job, or at least think about it. It's been clear to me, in my short time in this office that Mary really is, kind of the heartbeat, the heart and soul, incredibly organized person, really is great at managing our contracts and things. So it was a no-brainer to offer her that position. And I'm just so happy that she took it.
Yeah, so let's I'm sorry, just want to clarify for people, we're talking about community development block grants.
That's
and you
correct.
Can just explain again quickly what that significance is of those for our community.
Sure, quickly. The community development block grants are federal grants that are awarded to certain communities. Arlington is considered an entitlement community. We are entitled to CDBG funding. It can be significant funding of over $1 million, and we're required to hire somebody to administer it. And so, again, this will be Mary's, mandate to run this program. We're both sort of learning as we go, but I'm thrilled to have her here. And like I said, I think her skills really match what's needed in the job. So
lots of important projects in town are funded that way, I know. Right. So that's great news.
Yeah. My second hire, we have a new economic development coordinator, DJ Beauregard. He is hailing from Methuen, where he also serves on the city council. So he's very well versed in, municipal government and municipal government sort of goings on. He has hit the ground running here, as I kind of anticipated he would. I've been calling him the cold call king since he started in late December. I mean, he has taken calls with everybody, it seems like, in town, and has already started working with some of the businesses looking for space, looking to settle, looking to get started in Arlington. I just had my check-in with DJ, and he said, my goal is to make Arlington the most business-friendly community in Metro Boston, which I think is, in terms of a far-reaching goal, you can't go wrong. It certainly has a lot of vision. And is, getting to know folks here. He's working a lot already with the chamber. And I'm sure if you haven't heard from him yet or met him yet or seen him yet, you will.
Yeah, actually looking forward to it. I think we will be contacting him for a sit down for Talk of the Town, as we want to do with you, actually, when we can find the time. Yeah. But yes, these are treats to come. Well, certainly something about hitting the ground running as well. So we'll wish DJ the best of luck, and I look forward to meeting him in person quite soon. Moving on, I had mentioned that Complete Streets. Can you explain again, first of all, what that is, and then what progress you want to report on?
Sure. So Complete Streets is this philosophy of street management and the right-of-way, where when you are redesigning or designing a street, you are considering multi-modes of transportation. Everything from, usually we do this, based on a single occupancy vehicle model. This is a practice where you value all modes in the same way. So vehicle travel, bicycle travel, pedestrian travel, those folks who are traveling in wheelchairs, transit, each of those modes are considered and given equal prioritization in street design and street planning. Sometimes it works better than others. Obviously we have limited right-of-way in certain sections, but generally it works out to be much better, safer experience for everyone. So as part of the Connect Arlington transportation plan, there were several action items that were identified on intersections in Arlington and various other places that could be improved and be better for more modes of transportation. And DPW has worked through about half of those, which is just amazing. But we're at a time now. MassDOT is funding approximately $38,000 of technical assistance for us to go through and look at some of these outstanding projects, outstanding Complete Streets, possible projects, and really prioritizing how we're going to take those on. So step one for us is a survey that we're asking the community to complete related to Complete Streets prioritization. And generally it's a survey about how you feel walking through or moving through the town of Arlington. The survey is live now, and we will be providing a link, certainly in the town announcement, the town bulletin. The updated plan is expected to be published later this summer, and there will be more opportunities for public engagement. But we do encourage folks, starting out to take the survey so that we can get going on the work.
Okay, great. And I think next we will hear about the working group that's coming together around MBTA, Arlington's designation as an MBTA community. I do want, before you talk about that, I do want to just put in a little plug to folks. Claire, in our last DPCD update of 2022, really took us on a deep dive into what the significance of that designation is for our community, how that relates to 40B development projects, et cetera. And for anybody looking to get really a good comprehensive education on this topic in just about 15 or 20 minutes, I would just point you towards that final DPCD update. So with that as a preface, why don't you tell us about this next step?
Sure. So we held a kickoff meeting for our MBTA communities last November. And in that meeting, I asked, folks who were interested in participating on MBTA Communities Working Group to please indicate their interest. I received several resumes and letters of interest from the community. As it turns out, we were able to put everyone who responded on. So there's 6 community members, and they'll be identified in a later press release. And there's actually 5 staff members, as it turns out. Well, 2 members of the ARB, Kin Lau and Steve Revelak, Teresa Marzilli, who is the community outreach coordinator for the town, is also on the committee. And then, of course, Kelly Lineman, my deputy director, and me. But we are going to start the work right away. We're looking at having our first working group session next week. And we'll continue to work through our timeline and our schedule, to get the public information out there related to related to adoption of MBTA communities, including establishment of the zone. And that will be the focus of this working group, as they will be looking at the best places to establish that higher density zoning. Great.
And we often have the luxury, and whenever we do, we take it, of finishing these updates with some good news. And Arlington, as I mentioned at the outset, is we're good at getting grants. And I shouldn't say we are. All of you guys who are doing the work to put the grant applications together are very good on behalf of the town. So tell us about the most recent grant awards.
Sure. So we received a federal community project grant through Representative Catherine Clark's office for $1 million to study the Mystic River path to the Minuteman Bikeway. And this is a project I think that has been outstanding for a while. It was looked at several times. I believe it was even looked at in the Connect Arlington plan. How do we get from the Mystic River path to the Minuteman Bikeway in Arlington Center? There is $1 million of design needed to be done. The pathway would go through 2 rotaries, which may have to be rethought, to prioritize different modes of transportation. But this will be a significant step forward in terms of moving this project along and getting us to the point where we have biddable documents. And at that time, we can put the project on the Transportation Improvement Program with the state. We could seek other funding through other trails grants and things like that for construction. So this is excellent that we received this grant. And thanks to Representative Clark for all her help in bringing the money to Arlington. The second grant I have to talk about is an Accelerating Climate Resiliency Grant for $40,000. We're doing a project in partnership with Winchester and Stoneham to improve the climate resilience of privately owned properties. So the 3 towns are proposing to educate private property owners and landscapers, professional landscapers, about the importance of ecological land management, including like a creation of a handbook that would have lists of invasive plants, lists of native plants, things that you want to remove, things that you'd rather plant. So that, coupled with some training sessions, this is going to be sort of an educational series for private property owners who are looking to do plantings. So in addition to that, the project is really focusing on building an inclusive community that supports sustainable landscape design beyond the scope of the project. And ecological and community design go hand in hand. So we're hoping to educate, obviously, this key group of property owners in how to do a better job or a good job or an advanced job on their lawn to promote, or in their yard, excuse me, I said lawn, and that's absolutely what this is about. But on their property to promote, climate resiliency. That may include a lawn.
Lawns may be allowed.
Maybe.
All right, that is wonderful, and I look forward to seeing with the first grant that you mentioned. I look forward to seeing the results of that in a number of ways, both as a biker, as I've mentioned before, myself, and also as somebody who's been interested in this project for a while. Plus, I love the idea of extending that complete streets model to now complete rotaries. It's gonna be interesting to see how that gets done. All right, well, thank you so much, Claire. It's been content rich as always, and we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. We look forward to speaking to you again soon in February, I'm sure. But for now, I want to thank Claire Ricker for her time. She is the director of our Department of Planning and Community Development, or DPCD. And this has been the DPCD update here for January 2023. I am James Milan. We appreciate Claire's time, and we appreciate yours. Thanks so much for joining us. We will see you next time.